What is the story, everybody? This is Jonathan, Sean, and Carl coming at you with yet another deck profile. But before I get into it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Help us reach 1k subscribers. Go check the links in our description. You will find a link to Kong's cards and our Facebook page. Use ChainBlock 5 to get 5% off the up and coming tins, and obviously Rage of Abyss, which hopefully doesn't ruin the game further than it already is. So, with the ban list, a new deck has remained strongest. Sean, what are you playing?
Well, this is a ChainBlock favourite. We've topped multiple tournaments with multiple people. Tearlaments strongest, baby.
Yo.
Welcome back. New
go.
format, new list.
No matter what they hit, will always be good.
They can limit every card in this deck. We'll find a way to play it. So let's just get right into it. I'm very happy with the new list for this deck, not the ban list.
Yeah, shit.
But no, it does a lot. It covers a lot of matchups this format. I'm pretty happy with it.
One of the few decks that, without question, got stronger after the ban list.
100%. Not having to play into Apo is real nice for us, and tempo getting a little weaker while being the best shifter deck is pretty cool.
Obviously, Snake Eye got hit hard from the best deck to the best deck. Also, we got a bit of grass, lots of grass around here. We didn't pad it up. But yeah. Let's go straight into it. Let's go.
So for the Tearlaments, we got 3 Rhino Heart.
Yeah.
You normal it, it sends stuff to summon when it's milled, it's good. It's also the only one at 3.
Yeah.
1 Shiren, 1 Havness, 1 Merly. Boy, I'd play 3 if I could.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They all have their own applications, they're all particularly strong.
Yeah.
People remember tier format still, probably.
Oh, God. I think at one point, arguably the strongest deck ever.
I would be inclined to agree.
Yeah.
Got 2 tier cash.
Why 2?
Opening multiples of this is not great because you want to search one throughout the rest of the turn. There's definitely an argument for playing 3.
Yeah.
It does strengthen your random mills.
Yeah.
But I'm also playing much closer to 40 on this list than I was previously.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So the 2 doesn't feel bad.
Fair.
To go with, we've got 3 Kashtira Fenrir.
Yup.
You really like to open this guy.
Yeah.
He represents interaction, a body, and a copy of this.
Yeah.
Or himself. Just generically strong. We've all seen this guy.
I don't think we appreciate Fenrir enough. He's bad in the LCG.
Also, he is really good if you get shifted, because he's a way to have an interaction without putting shit in grave.
Fenrir likes shifter.
Yep. So then, of course, we're on the Horus package.
Nice.
1 Happy, 3 Imseti. I like playing the other ones. You kind of don't have room here.
Yeah, that's right.
Plus, you're only really using them for Zombie Vampire.
Yeah.
Their effects on subsequent turns when you keep bringing them back help insulate your board really nicely, though. 3 Malicious. Since he came back to 3, we're playing 3 of this guy.
Fair.
Very strong. This particular build also gets to summon him more than 3 times. You'll see how.
Nice.
Then to go with, Kit is still banned somehow, so we have to play 2 King of the Swamp to make Rolkalos because we need to stop Nib.
Yeah.
Card is good though. You can also use it to make Winda post side.
Fun.
It's pretty good.
Say nothing.
The last 2 remaining Earth Fairies.
We went from 12 to 2.
Yeah, I'd like Kelbeck back, please. But yeah, no, you hit these on your mills and they eat Snake Eye alive.
That's very true, yeah.
We got the 1 Shyama. This is a very easy way for you to get another 6 on field.
Yeah.
Rip Beatrice.
We have other stuff, don't worry.
But also, all of your tier spells and traps trigger when they are sent to graveyard by card effect. So you pop them to summon him and then you get their effects as well.
Yeah.
We've got the 1 Night Sword Serpent. It is a level 4 water that summons for free when it's sent. Pretty good.
Yeah, extenders.
We've got 1 Zephyros the Elite. This usually doesn't make the cut, but in this particular build, with the Shyama especially, you're using him to bounce, for example, a Scream that you're already using, and then reset it to send off Shyama because Shyama has to send face downs.
Okay.
Also, you're making more rank 4s than normal in this build, so
Nice.
He's good for that. The one problem is he does 400 damage to you. So after game 1, depending how long is left on the clock, you might take that.
because tear turns can go long.
Yeah. Then the reason we're doing all this is The Nemesis package. We've got one flag, we've got one corridor, we've got one Protoss. They shouldn't have unbanned this guy. This guy's insane, particularly in tier, and this guy makes Colossus, who they also shouldn't have unbanned. When I mentioned Mali earlier, these guys all, well, these two, summon by putting back a banished monster into deck, which gives you another Mali in deck.
Yeah.
They're really good. Protoss especially, because you just hit fire and then they lose.
I love how Konami were like, we're going to ban all the floodgates. By the way, here's more floodgates.
Here's Protoss back. Yeah, good decision. So that's the monsters. It's quite a few, but for tier it's actually pretty tight.
I was thinking that's quite trim for tier. So
trust me, it is extremely consistent.
Yeah.
I really like this variant of the deck. And again, like tier spits out interaction, but these guys alone are winning games.
Stop interaction. And
you will see them often. 3 Perlarino and the 1 Terraforming.
Nice. Feels
bad if you get drolled, but you want to see this. 3 Scream.
Yeah, you have to. It's a great card.
I've always been a proponent of 2, but in this deck, you're already pretty low on spells and traps, and you want to be able to get your extra mills, you want to be able to trigger your Shama, and you want to be able to search your traps some of the time. So it's generically good for that. 2 Kingsark for the Horus package. Good card. 1 Foolish, 1 Foolish Goods. I don't want to play more than 1 because I don't want to open more than 1, and it's a bad mill. Both of them are absolutely insane and basically represent anything. 1 Called By, it's a ChainBlock deck.
Yeah, it has that probably.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if it's 6
finally,
or 40.
the traps.
Nice.
2 Sulyuk. Would you believe I only own 1? I will get another soon.
Yeah, we'll sort them out, don't worry.
This card, when it's sent to grave by card effect, searches a Tearlaments monster, broken, and while it's on field, you can target an effect monster your opponent controls, negate it, and send it to the grave. Or send a Tearlaments you control to the grave.
Yeah.
Broken.
Busted.
Meta Noise. This is mostly just another name, but it's Book of Moon while you control a tier. And when it's sent to grave, you can add a tier from grave to hand, which is actually extremely good for getting back the tier cache.
Yeah. Then you play in your turn, our turn.
And then finally, Trivikarma.
Great card.
It's absolutely nuts. This is the one you don't want to draw because it doesn't actually do anything if you don't play Visas.
But it's your favorite.
But it searches any of the spell traps, including Perlarino, if you get its grave.
Yeah.
So yeah, very trim deck. Extremely happy with the list. And again, for a deck with about 50 million cards limited, extremely consistent.
Yeah.
So then onto the extra.
This is where it's a bit different, but pretty good.
So we would like to play 2 Kit Close, but we can't. So it's the 1 Rogue Close and the 1 Kaleido Heart.
Fair.
That's your tier names. You should know what these guys do. This is the no button for Nib.
Yeah.
So we don't really suffer from Apo ban.
No.
Dragus Tepelia. Not only is it an extremely strong piece of interaction on its own, but it also is able to mess with Xyz strategies and Synchro strats in particular by making things level 1.
It does.
But it also is a way to put back your fusions to reuse them.
Yeah.
Because you can put back any fusion monster with any of the tier
names.
names.
Shuffling them back to go again.
The 1 Garura.
Great card.
This is really strong post side because you should be siding Super Poly in this deck. But in the main, it is another 6 to overlay with your Shama or your Mali that you can make off any 2 tiers.
Yeah.
Mud Dragon.
Protection.
This is a level 4 water. It protects your plays, and you can make it with any 2 monsters that share an attribute with different types. So usually you're making it with a tier and a spare Imseti, because you have to play 3 to see it, but you only need 1 engrave. So it's an easy way to get those back. And then, of course, the 1 Thunder Dragon Colossus to make off your Nemesis Corridor.
Sweet.
You don't make it any other way, obviously, but this card is really strong.
Yeah.
It's a mistake.
It's a mistake.
Literally, yeah. So then for the links, you're actually not on too many here.
Okay.
You're on Dark.
Fair.
You're on SP.
Yeah.
These guys are good.
They're pretty good.
You're on Sprind and Promethean.
Yeah. Explain.
I will explain these in a minute. We'll get back to them. Then for the Xyzes, you're on Bahamut. For Toad, this is why you're on the Night Sword Serpent and the Mud Dragon.
Don't get used to this card being around long. It's getting bad after a bit.
It better not.
It is getting bad.
And then
It's getting mad.
Infernal Flame Banshee. This converts any 2 level 4s into your Nemesis flag.
Yeah.
Which is just absurd.
Yeah.
Then
They know what they're doing.
we have Beatrice at home.
Yeah. Oh, is it the Reaper?
Pilgrim Reaper, baby. Both players mill 5. It's almost zombie vampire.
Yo.
This is the only real way to capitalize on your 6s. You could make, for example, Evil Tsar Lars to have a negate.
You could.
But in tier, the more cards you're getting into the grave, the better you're playing.
Yeah.
You have enough interaction. This is just a way to set other things up. And then, of course, the actual zombie vampire to make with your horses.
Yeah, fair.
Right, to explain the Promethean especially, what you're doing is you're making your Infernal Flame Banshee search the flag. You then use that and the flag and anything else to make Promethean, which revives a fire, but you're fire locked while it's on field. You use that to bring back the flag. Flag is a level 2 and a fire, so you can summon it. And then you make Sprite Sprint, which is also a fire, which sends your Merly, which represents another fusion summon.
Yep.
And then also, while this remains on field, it's an interaction while you have an Xyz.
Oh.
So yeah, it's actually like you only have to play the one kind of quote-unquote useless card.
Yeah.
You also have enough fires in the deck that you can trigger this great effect.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really solid. I don't think I'd change anything about
No,
it.
it's nice to see creative use for Promethean Princess.
The side is very tailored to locals, so I'm just going to mention a couple of things you should be on.
Yeah.
Tearlaments Heartbeat is a searchable out to back row. It's not mandatory, but it's very strong. Elshaw Winda is really strong going first. You make it off the King of the Swamp.
Fair.
And Super Poly is extremely good because you're naturally on Garura and
Targets and stuff.
And Dragon Stavella.
Very good.
So that's all that's really needed. Everything else is personal preference.
So yeah, Tearlaments still strongest. So again, please like, comment, and subscribe. Help get your boys to 1K subscribers, and see you.